So first of all we make the sauce. To do this I tend to use a red onion. Find it not as harsh as the white onion. So plenty of red onion in there. Good big pinch of garlic crushed. And I always put some Lane Perrins in. At this stage I'm going to sweat the onions out. So I'm just going to sweat those for about 5 minutes. Right, now they've been sweated for a few minutes on a medium heat. Then I add 2 tubs of chopped tomatoes. Now this is a sauce that I'll use for other things as well. So it's not all just for pizza sauce. So I tend to make a big lot of it in one go because it lasts for a long time. Turn the heat up a bit. So just any sort of chopped tomatoes. Give it a bit of a stir up. Increase the heat up to about a medium heat from a simmer. And I also add just some normal chicken stock to add a bit of extra meatiness flavour. Stir it up. A little bit of table salt. Some finely ground black pepper just for a bit of seasoning. I always use a good bit of oregano. That Italian flavour, and a bit of paprika. Sometimes I fry the onion in some chorizo, but I don't have any at the minute because chorizo flavours it nicely. And we do blend this up once it's done, so it's not lumpy obviously. Good bit of paprika, and just give it a bit more of a tomatoey zing. A little bit of tomato puree. So it looks like a big gloop at the minute, but I'll let that simmer away. Also forgot to add some fresh basil. So as you can see, it's bubbling away nicely now. Right, next we making the dough. Pizza dough, you're best to use strong flour. Now I'm making 2 pizzas and a big garlic bread. So it depends how thick or thin you like your pizza bases. I find one big full sieve makes 3 decent size pizzas. So you sieve it through and then add some salt, about that much, and then depending how much you want your pizzas to rise, but I find 2 sachets of yeast will do the trick. So there's the hot water and mixing spoon. So mix that up first, making a bit of a well in the middle of the dough, and add the water. And you're best to make it a little bit over wet rather than over dry, because it's easier to manipulate. I find then when you get about half the water in, add a good teaspoon of olive oil. That stops the pizza dough going dry. Start to mix that in, just adding the water as and when you need it. Get to the tipping point quite soon. You know you've added enough. Just needs a bit more. And you can mix it up in the bowl. I find it easier to tip it out, though, make a bit of a mess in the kitchen. So I'll move that out of the way. Coffee. Slopping along. see. Obviously, wash your hands first. Could be an atom. A bit more flour on top of that. And should feel nice and warm to the touch. That helps the yeast react and make it rise up better. So that's quite wet, so I might have to add a bit more flour to that. It should have this nice stretchy consistency. Of course, some people have bread makers for this bit, but I like to do it the natural way because I don't have a bread maker. Simples. Now, you do need to knead it for about 5-10 minutes. I'm not obviously going to do all of that on the camera. If you haven't got it reacted well, you need to put it somewhere warm and dry, like an airing cupboard, and leave it to rise for about up to an hour. So I've cleaned the bowl out again, put a little splash of olive oil into the bowl, get the pizza dough, rub it around in the oil a bit, just to keep it nice and moist. Now cover with a plate and store somewhere warm. So once your sauce is reduced down, then you need to blend it. Plug in. So once it's blended up, you should have a nice thick soupy type sauce. Taste it. Fine. So now we have the dough as well risen. I have to put a wee bit more flour on that, otherwise it'll be a bit wet. So this is where we prepare the pizza bases. Get all the dough out. As you can see, it's maybe a bit soft, that's alright. I said earlier, it's easier to work with it when it's soft. I'm going to break it into 3 blobs, and one for the garlic bread and one for the two for the pizzas. So put them in the bowl. Just give it a quick knead. One thing I'm not very good at is getting them round. So I get a rolling pin with a bit of flour on it. A wee bit oversized. Get my square tin, get a bit of flour on it to stop it sticking. Plop it in, there we go. And then get my garlic butter. I made this earlier. I'll just put some chopped garlic melted. I've also put the tomato sauce on it. Some mozzarella just to top it off. And that's the garlic pizza. So, 2 pizzas here. Put plenty of mozzarella on first of all. And then some red onion. This is mine and the wife's, because the kids aren't dying about red onion on theirs. Surprise. Some pepper, roast pepper from a jar in brine. Otherwise the other ones are a bit crunchy if they're fresh. Sometimes put chilies on. Bit of seasoned chicken that I just cooked in the oven earlier. Salami. Chorizo. Topped off with some more mozzarella. There you go. So now I think I'll take out the garlic bread. There we go. How nice does that look, eh? And next, pizza. Mine and Sonia's. See how the dough's all puffed up. Do the pizza. What do you think? Marks out of 10? Got to be at least 11, hasn't it?